Hi guys, and welcome back to the Player YouTube channel. And today, well, I have an old friend with me, Bruce Milani. Lovely
Hi, Andy.
to see you again.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thanks, Bruce. Yeah, it's me being rude. How are you? He's good as well. There you go. You probably remember, if you've been a viewer of the Player YouTube channel for the last however long, Bruce and I met, earlier this year, wasn't it? I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
Yes.
And Bruce owns a company called BMG, and you sell motorbikes.
Yep.
Basically.
Motorbikes,
And some stunning motorbikes.
small ones, big ones,
Large
fast
ones, runabouts, fast ones, short ones.
anything on two wheels.
Anything on two wheels. He said it. You heard it from the man himself. They're based over in Richmond.
East Sheen to be precise, but basically Richmond. Yeah.
So it's near London. So if anybody's over here and you want to go and have a look round Bruce's fantastic showroom, then we'll put the details up at the end of this video. So if you're not interested in watching us talk about this lovely car behind us, skip straight to the end and you can find out where Bruce works and what he does. Also, if you want to watch a previous video that we did on a fantastic motorbike called the Mongrel.
Mongrel,
Yep.
indeed.
Click up here, guys. Sorry. Click up here. It's even better. Over there's not good. Up here's good. Right, let's talk about what we got here today. This is a Tesla. Now, I know this is not the first time you've seen a Tesla, is it?
No.
But it's the first time you've been in one, or you're going to
First
be
time
in
I've
one?
been in one, well, yeah, I've actually never driven in a Tesla yet, so.
So, good. Because I want to show, we've done videos on the Tesla, and again, if you click up here, I'll get it right this time, you can see the Model S, and in a minute I'll go click up here and you can see the P100. We've done a few Teslas, and I just felt that it'd be good to get someone who has never been in one before and show them what it can do, because you're not the greatest lover of electric cars, are you?
Not really.
Because he happens to own something over there. Cameraman, point over and show him what he owns. That's a real car, okay, or what I call a real car, but we're going to show you that another time. Again, that's going to be another up here, watch that video with Bruce talking about the 8C, which is his prized possession. But yeah, really, I wanted to get you here so that we can have a chat about this and show you the benefits of electric cars. So if you're up for it,
I'm up for it.
good. It might be a bit of controversy. I mean, this could be a bit of a sort of Boris, you know, that type of, yeah, I was going to say the other man's name, but I'm not even going to mention his name because I can't stand him. Guess which way I voted. Let's get in the car, Bruce. Let's have a look. And yeah, guys, let's see what Bruce actually thinks as a, well, you're a bit of a virgin electric guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New to the game.
New to the game.
New to the game, back of the net. Let's get in the car and check it out. So here we are, Bruce. We're up front in the Tesla. This is the Model X, you probably realise, which is the biggest Tesla that Tesla make. There is a Model S, as we said, and each one of them, they all have the same motors that run them. So within the weight area, they're all pretty much the same sort of speed. First of all, I'm going to ask you, what's it feel like? You comfortable, or because you're quite tall, aren't you?
Yeah, I find the seats a bit uncomfortable, to be honest, for me.
Right.
This headrest is digging into the base of my neck, which that I don't like.
See, it's strange, me being a lot shorter than you.
Yeah.
I felt more comfortable in it.
And I'm really surprised that the headrest doesn't move.
No, it
Because
doesn't.
that would it'd be
sort
a
it
no-no for me.
Really.
That's uncomfortable.
I'm just wondering if they do different seats. That's something we'll have to check.
Maybe.
Guys. Yeah, we
Yeah.
will look into that. But actually,
But the layout is.
impressions, yeah.
I mean, it looks really nice inside, and this. Well, I'm not used to a big screen like that. That's quite unusual.
Yeah.
But what I really love is this windscreen. This is tremendous. It's
Yes,
like being
full
in
length.
the cockpit of an aircraft. It's
Do you know, I never thought of it that way.
it's amazing.
But it's got ridiculous sun visors. Look, it's these things, and they're magnetic, so they pop in there. And believe it or not, that's oh look, it has got a mirror. I didn't realise it didn't have it had a mirror, because I had your lovely wife in here earlier, and she went, "Oh, it doesn't have a mirror," like all women would say when they first get in the car. Just looking for a mirror, but that's not really a sun visor, is it? It's a bit of a.
Oh, I guess it.
mean,
It
it's the
must
right-
work. It's the right height, so
But again, for your height,
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
dunno.
right in your line
have
of
to
vision.
try it and we'll see.
Yeah, well, we will get it out on the road in a bit. So yeah, so you.
But I must say the finish is nice. It's all.
Yeah.
It looks really
You like this?
well built. I'm guessing this is not wood. Being a Tesla.
No, I
I'm
wouldn't have
hoping
thought
it's
so.
not.
Yeah, because I mean they're obviously going to be very eco-friendly.
Yeah. No,
nowadays.
precisely. But
So
no.
I'll tell you a little bit about the car before we jump out and go out on the road on it. A lot of people, are you aware of the range on this car? Do you know how far it will go on one charge?
I've heard they claim 300 miles or something in that region.
Right, well you are right. They've got 3 different types of battery. They've got like a sport battery. They used to have 3 different types, and they were marked on the wattage of that battery. So there'd be like a 100 kilowatt battery.
All right.
There'd be a 60 or a 70. They were all different ones, and it got very confusing. So what they're doing now, they just say long range, short range, and sport. So that's your 3 options, and then you pay a little bit more for a long range car. And long range being, well, you can probably see on here, it tells you the range there.
That's 300. All right.
317 is that?
Yep.
So you got about, fully charged, about 325 miles on a long range, which isn't bad. Does that?
Will it actually do that though?
Yeah, this is what I was wondering.
If
whether
you drive it,
yeah, you
let's
drive
say-
it like a nutcase, like a lunatic, it's not going to do 320 miles.
yeah.
But it's like putting fuel in a car. If you drive it economically.
No, I'll tell you why. Because I have friends who had Tesla and went to France on holiday,
Oh, okay.
and were travelling at 50 miles an hour because they were terrified of running out of power and juice and nowhere to fill up or recharge rather. And so their whole experience was a bit marred
By the fact
by
they
this.
were wondering
And that's one thing that puts me off electric cars, I must say, is this.
the range.
If you're in town and you're commuting to work and back, you know you're doing 100 miles a week or whatever, then great, you're not to worry. But I think on a long journey, that is one thing that would put me off
Yeah.
one of these.
So do you think this would be more of a second car than a main car?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I don't know. I haven't driven it. I'm sure if I drive it, it'll probably blow me away because I hear they are lightning quick.
Yeah. But that's not everything in a car.
But that's not
is it?
everything. No, not at all. It's the peace of mind when I'm driving. You know, if I live in Italy a lot and I drive to Milan a lot. Driving to Milan in one of these,
Yeah.
could be a problem.
It'd
I
be
don't know
interesting
how
to see.
easy it'd be to do.
Yeah. Do they have charging points in Italy? Like
yeah,
Tesla?
yeah.
Yeah?
I think.
See, the good thing on the screen here, when you've got the map up like this, you can actually call up down here. It tells you where all the charging points are. So it'll say how far we are away from a charging point at any
Oh.
time throughout the whole of the UK.
That's pretty cool.
Now, I very much tested all this in the fact how long it takes to charge one of these from literally 10, 15 miles. So again, guys, if you're watching this and you want to see that test, just click up here again and you'll see me in the Tesla station. And the good thing, Bruce, with the Tesla ones, only Teslas can use them. So you're not going to get other people jumping on a Tesla one
Okay.
who don't own a Tesla. So it's almost like a bit VIP-y.
So if I drive, I'm getting low on battery power, I need to recharge, I
Yep.
pull into one of these charging stations.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's somewhere for me to park and plug in.
Well,
But once I've plugged in,
Yeah. It
how long
should-
do I have to wait?
When you're coming up towards well, even if you're heading towards one of these stations,
Yeah.
if I tap one of those in now, it should tell me how many bays are free for you to drive to.
Oh, wow.
So if there's only one bay free, then
Yeah.
it will update that within every minute. It's connected
Gosh.
by the not Wi-Fi, but by the internet.
Yeah.
So it will update every minute whether someone suddenly jumped into that bay to charge. I did have an occasion where I was desperate to get charge, and I turned up and all the charging bays were full.
Yeah.
But then when you get there, it tells you how much longer the cars that are on there are going to take to
Oh,
charge.
really?
So you can either go and get a coffee or sit there for another 6-7 minutes.
But what about if they've enjoying a coffee and just waiting and...
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they've just arrived and they're going to take a 45-minute break, yeah, that could be a bit of a bind.
Because I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but there were complaints about this happening, and Elon Musk reacted very quickly to this by saying, if you overstay your welcome, you will be charged.
Really?
Yeah. And there is a charge and to stop this happening. Now, I don't know if that's happened or been implemented, but that to me makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because if I'm on my way to, and this is what again puts me off electric cars, if I'm on my way to a meeting or on a long journey and I can't charge,
Yeah.
or there's some chap who's just parked his car there and is having a nice coffee or something, and I'm stuck, and I'm counting the minutes saying, I need to get going here.
You need to go, yeah.
That would put me off. But also, how long does it take to recharge? If I've been down the motorway.
Well, we did a test, as I say, 23 minutes. Gave us almost a full charge from about 10% of the battery. So we had about 10% left, and
so that'll give you another 280 miles or something like that.
Yeah, it gave me almost 280 miles in 23 minutes. Okay. It does. It makes a bit of a noise when it's so powerful. The power that's going into it, actually hums. It's like zzz. It's very scary. You don't want to be sat in the car. I don't know. I just wouldn't sit in the car when it was charging. It was a bit, zzz. Very scary. So I think that is the main thing about all these cars is obviously the range anxiety.
Yeah.
And as you rightly said, if you're only bombing around doing school run down to the shops or running errands, really it's the perfect car. But I think, and you'll probably agree with me, for this to become a general all-round car for everyday use, and including commuting, I think they obviously need to sort out the charging situation.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, it's not necessary. Go on.
I'm a bit anti-electric cars for various reasons. I wholeheartedly agree with the concept of clean energy, but electric is not clean.
Thank you.
It is not clean at all.
Finally, someone knows what I'm. Yeah,
people believe these to be clean, but this car here leaves a bigger footprint than a V8 Land Rover.
Can you explain to people why?
Well, first of all, making batteries.
Mm-hmm.
They use a lot of nasty, nasty chemicals to make batteries which are dug out of the ground. And then to transport these batteries from the factories to wherever they're going in the world has to be done by ship or by air or whatever. They're also quite dangerous things to move around because lithium and I'm no
I've seen it on planes, phones catching fire.
Exactly, and all that kind of stuff. So that's a bit of a thing. But the thing that gets me is if in the UK, if we all went electric cars tomorrow, there's not enough electricity to supply us to recharge these cars. So I don't get where we're trying to get with this. I really don't. Second, in town I fully agree because we need to clean up the air we breathe. And I mean, in London the air is foul. And electric vehicles there, absolutely, I think, brilliant. And this is a major concern for me. If I were to buy a car like this, and how much is this? This is a
lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Sort of up at 80,000.
And I think the lifespan expectancy is about 8 years.
I'm guessing. No one has ever given us a fixed.
That's what I've heard from.
Life no one will admit to it.
Let's assume this car's 100,000.
Yeah.
In 7 years' time.
Yeah.
I'm now bored of it. I want something new.
That's a long time to own a car.
What's it worth?
Yeah, or residual values. Yeah.
Or if I'm buying one 4 years old, I've got another 4 years life in it. When it's 3 years old, because the batteries on this, I'm sure, are not cheap.
No.
They probably form quite a large chunk of the car.
Maybe leasing one of these would be a better option.
Yeah,
and then leave it up to the lease companies.
Without doubt.
Yeah,
without doubt.
Can I throw something into the pot here? And I'm almost going the wrong way round. Let me explain something. We said about electricity, and there wouldn't be enough to power everybody if we all owned a Tesla or all owned an electric car. Where is electricity made?
Well.
And what is it made from?
Power station, you're burning fossil fuels. We are trying to get electricity created from windmills, solar panels, but they generate a tiny amount compared to what the grid actually needs.
Exactly.
So that's another oxymoron to me. I don't understand why we are having this
the oxymoron,
push towards electric. To me, it reminds me of the push we had for diesel.
Yes.
Now diesel, or you're an antichrist if you drive a diesel car. And everyone seems to be buying this electric story. To me, it's as clear as daylight. It's not the option.
Yeah, you said the carbon footprint from getting the batteries, the stuff used in the batteries.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it.
And the thing that really made me smile was the chief engineer at Ferrari, who build quite rapid cars.
Yes, yeah.
Said they will never make an electric car. They're toying with hybrids. but it'll never be electric, because electric is not the solution. Straight out of the horse's mouth. And he's absolutely right. He is absolutely right. It is not the solution. It's a stopgap at the moment, but there seems to be this almighty push towards electric, and I just don't see it.
I think people, like you say, have missed the point in the fact that electricity is made from fossil fuels. Gas turbines, oil-fired power stations. Okay, when we get nuclear power, when it's readily available for everybody, I think that could be a turning point. That's different.
Yeah.
And at that point, maybe everybody should own an electric car and we can all charge them and it won't be a problem. But at the moment, don't you think the oil companies might have something to do with all this? Because when hydrogen cars were proposed, all of a sudden they were, oh no, you mustn't go near a hydrogen cell car. Too dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, they're oh no.
And the hydrogen is truly green, because the only byproduct of hydrogen is water.
Thank you. But that was poo-pooed and moved to one side.
Yeah.
So my personal thoughts are that the oil companies are potentially fueling this electric, if you pardon the pun, the electric revolution.
Maybe.
Because it still involves them in more ways than one.
Maybe.
Through the production of the electricity.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
It could be
good theory.
It's a
Could
theory.
be.
It's
Who
not a
knows?
conspiracy theory. There you go.
But one thing,
Yeah.
all the beautiful batteries and this thing, high-tech things, once they're dead, what happens to them?
Very good point. Where do the dead batteries go? Sounds
Yeah.
like a Beatles song.
'Cause I don't know if you can recycle these things, but I know lithium is not particularly nice stuff.
Can you recycle lithium? Comment, guys. If you get a chance, send us in a comment. We want to know if you can recycle lithium batteries, and if you can, great. But yeah, or are they even?
But I guess they have if you can, maybe you'll be able to do it once, twice, but it'll come to a point where you've got to get rid of this stuff.
It's a bit like when you've had a brand new iPhone or a phone, and the battery after so many charges doesn't hold as much charge as cars.
Yeah,
So eventually
they'll have a lifespan. So where do we get rid of this stuff? Because these are nasty chemicals. So where do we put them? Have we thought about that?
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about it.
I don't think anybody has, because it's just like, and this is another electric barrier for me.
Yeah. Well, we haven't convinced Bruce yet. Let's get him out on the road. He's going to have a spin round in the car and let me know what you think.
All right.
And have a sit in the back and have a little look round it. We'll get back to you in a minute, guys, out on the road. So the first thing I want to show Bruce before we take the car out on the road is these lovely Falcon doors, and they're called Falcon doors. You might know them as, I'll show you. Bruce, do you want to push the button? If you just push it, there you go, and stand back. And they can't be called gull wing doors because that's a registered trademark from another manufacturer. So they call them Falcon, and you can see the falcon named after the bird. When it goes into the swoop, it's like that. That's why they call them Falcon doors. Height-wise, I mean, how tall are you, Bruce?
187.
So just. So it is quite tight there. And then earlier on, we sort of tested this going up, and I said to Bruce, "Oh, don't worry, it's got a sensor on it," and it did actually hit you, didn't it, when it went up? So the sensor wasn't as good as we'd have liked it to be. So that needs to be. And you had a valid comment about being parked next to another car, tight. This isn't supposed to be able to open, and I think your comment was, how do the passengers get out if you've pulled into a space? So yet another thing that not quite as good as it could be, I think. It's all well and good having these.
But I mean, if you go into a car park, and how does it open then? If they swing
Well, it won't.
It
That's
just
the
won't
thing.
open?
The sensor won't allow it to open. No.
Oh.
So you were right in saying, well, how do the passengers get out? I suppose you have to let them out before you reverse into your space at the end of the day. But then this does have autonomous parking, so you could get out and push the button and let it park itself.
Seriously?
He didn't know that. Yes. And it has autonomous driving, so we could actually let it drive itself. Well, one day. It's not legal at the moment. Right, let's jump in and see what you think when we get in the back.
All right.
So we got you in. How's it feel in the back? More comfortable than the front?
Funnily enough, it does. These seats, although they don't hold you as well,
Really?
but that headrest is not digging into the back of my shoulder blades like the front ones were.
I'm just wondering whether with the seat, when we had it earlier on, whether it was slightly tilted maybe, or...
No, it's literally that headrest, or whatever that is.
Strange.
digs straight into the top of my back on the front seat. This one, it's just the right position. But
You've got plenty of leg room here, haven't you?
yeah, no, plenty of leg room. Easy to get in and out.
Yeah, it is very easy to get in and out, even with someone with a bad back.
Yeah, indeed.
And the configuration, do you like this configuration? This is the 5 seats, 4 seats at the back. You can have 5. Do you think?
Well, so you can have an extra one here?
Yes, you can have an extra seat in there, but then climbing in and out of the back makes it a little bit more difficult. You've got, over here, you've got your own independent heating controls, and you've got your double cup holder.
Cup holder.
We like that.
So to get in the back, do you have to come through here, or does the seat?
No, the seats are electric, so you can bring them forward and you can climb straight through the back there if you want.
Oh, I see.
Or, as you said, without the seat in the middle, you can quite easily manoeuvre yourself through there. I wouldn't suggest you did, but for children and that would be perfect.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it's very spacious in here.
Yeah,
Certainly is that.
yeah, but it's got a couple of USBs there, but again, you're drawing current off that battery. So if you've got 2 kids in the back here and they've both got an iPad, they've both got it plugged in, you're going to be drawing a lot of juice from this battery. That's all that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, let's.
And how do I shut it? Is it?
Yeah, let's see if it does come down while I'm stood here. I'll take the chance. Go on. This could be a first. No, the sensor's picked up. Oh! Right, now I'll move out the way and it should now. There you go. It does work. It works perfectly. But how tight is that on you? Are you all right?
I'm fine. It's very cosy, in fact, and I do like this glass panel above my head.
Yeah. Excellent.
Oh.
Well,
Very nice.
let's have a look round the back. I'll show you how much boot room it's got. It is cool, isn't it? I like that. But it did work. It didn't come down on my head, so fair play.
And that looks a lot higher now, for some reason.
I think it's because I'm short. I think if you stood up there. Oh no,
It's definitely higher.
it's gone even higher.
Yeah.
How strange is that? So it's actually gone up a bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe this needs adjusting or something.
Yeah.
Let's take a look around the back, guys. Follow us round. So again, you get electronic tail assisted. There we go, boot assisted. It's good looking. Oh look, we've got the old cameraman's left his bag in here. Either that or he's got his sandwiches in here. Shall we have one of his sandwiches? Oh look, no, he's left. He's got.
Can I get my golf clubs in here?
Oh come on, Bruce. Can you not get a set of golf clubs across?
Not
Of course
that
you
way.
can. Yeah.
I'd have to put these down.
Okay. Well, I know how these work, and obviously, if you were buying one of these, someone would show you. You got before we put them down. You've got a 12-volt adapter over there. They're quite handy nowadays, especially if you've got a flat underneath there. If you have a look, so that's where we've got all the charging bits. So I know you haven't been out and charged one of these yet, but yeah, it all looks fancy. You don't actually need any of this because
It's actually really deep.
it is. It's massive.
Yeah.
You could almost, if you threw all that somewhere else.
You definitely get your golf clubs
You
in.
definitely get clubs
Yeah.
easily. It just lifts over. Yeah, what I was going to say, when you turn up on the supercharger, it actually has its own cable, so it's like a petrol thing, and it just plugs straight in.
So you don't have to use that one; it just comes out the charger.
Yeah, that one's for another company. They've got different connectors, so that is a big problem, by the way.
But one thing I've never understood. So you turn up one of these superchargers, or not a non-Tesla one, let's say, just a charger.
Yeah.
How do I pay for the?
This is the problem. You have to join their club.
And if I haven't joined their club,
you can do it online there and then and connect a card that will pay for that service. But every time you come to a different charging provider, you've got to join their.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that is a huge problem.
Yeah.
Because instead of giving, I mean, obviously in this country we can't give a monopoly to one company, so it can't just be all Teslas. So they've had to farm it out to different companies. You can get an app on your phone which tells you where all of those chargers are. So predominantly in the south, for example, there is one company that does a lot more than the others. Tesla, I think, have created a bit of a sort of like VIP service where others can't use their.
And at Tesla, do you pay for it?
Oh yes, yeah, you do. Don't quote me on the figure. We'll look that up, guys. We will check how much it is per unit, and I'll put it up at the end of this video because that's a very interesting question. What does it cost to charge one of these as against filling one of these up with petrol, for example? So I was going to show you how easy these go down. So on the there is a little button on the side of the seat. Can you see it? Like that, and it pops down. Now, if you then push it forward like that, you've got plenty of room. I mean, sorry about this, guys. It's a little bit dusty and dirty in here. But what do you think?
Well, that's plenty of room in there for sure.
There's stacks. So if there was four of you going out or going to the airport, for example, easy get, you know, all your luggage in here. But I think it's a bit of an expensive taxi. That's the only thing. I'm sure you do better in a Prius. Did you bump your head then?
I did, just that.
It's still, again, my height is fine. And this is built for short American people. Right, we just need to get you on the road. Give you a quick spin round the block and see what you think.
Well,
of it.
I can't wait to try it.
I bet you can't. All this talking. I need another coffee. Let's jump in the front. Catch up with you in a minute. Right, so here we are out in the open road, Bruce. But I mean, first impressions of the car. What do you think? I'll do my window up as well because we have got aircon in here. How's it feel?
It feels solid.
Yeah.
Quiet, and I can feel there's plenty of juice under there.
Yeah.
To push you along.
It's incredible power.
Yeah, it really is. And the engine braking is quite extraordinary because you.
I'm pleased you noticed that. Yeah.
The minute you take off your foot off the accelerator, it's braking quite hard for you.
Yeah, you can actually turn that off. So if you on the settings here, you've got a whole settings menu. You can actually turn that braking off. So the idea is that is helping to recharge the battery. So it's like a regenerative braking system. In a sec, if you do a left here and then immediately do a right. No, left down here and then immediately do a right and come back on ourselves. And then we'll get a run down back towards where we just came from. Yeah, so basically you can have that on or off, and you can have it in like stronger or milder, however you feel. But I'll let you have a play with it for a minute and see what you think. The thing which you'll notice in the middle here, there's a picture of an icon of the car that we're driving, and you'll see the radar is constantly working around the car. And the idea behind that is the future of this car is autonomous driving. So eventually you're going to be able to get in this car, maybe sit in the back, and oh crikey, here we go. Ooh. Yeah, it wants to go, doesn't it?
That does get up and go.
Yeah, it really does. The future is that this car will take you to your meeting with your calendar, which is already built into here. If we keep going and then follow the road, with your calendar built in, it will actually take you to the destination and drop you off.
Really?
Go and park itself, and then when you finish, you summon it. So you can summon it to come and pick you up.
Oh, no, that's...
come back, pick you up, and take you back to your next appointment.
Now that would make me buy one of these.
Well, I think it sold it to you when you got and get your golf clubs in the back, didn't it? I mean, the other thing I love on this is the size of this map is absolutely huge. It's like one of those.
It's like a TV.
Yeah, it is humongous. It's connected to the internet as well, so you've got full internet. Cameraman's getting a bit bounced around in the back there. Sorry, back there. But yeah, give me your. What do you think of the car overall?
I must say, first impressions, I'm quite impressed with the build quality. Right. It feels solid. Mm-hmm. It's beautifully finished, and the throttle is really easy to.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't.
I thought it'd be a lot snatchier. This is actually quite soft and progressive, which is nice. Easy to dose the power.
Yeah.
We've just driven past a narrow road of cars parked, and I easily knew the width of the car. Yeah. So you get used to it very quickly, which is a very good thing. What's it like on this?
Here. Handles the road surfaces quite well as well.
No, the suspension, I must say, is very nice.
That's another thing. With the suspension, you can actually, I can raise this right up now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, look at that. So we're actually going to go float right up in the air.
It says you're high. Or, oh no, very high.
Very high, yeah. And we've got another gate coming up now as we're going back into this state. Bruce, just pull up at the gate, and then we'll just finalise this, your overall summary of this amazing Tesla car. So, given an opportunity, you said you probably wouldn't buy it because of the seats originally. And we've also discussed the fact that the differences in the range and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, is it something you'd consider? Be honest.
No.
Okay.
Because
that's
it's
fine.
not for the type of journeys I do quite frequently. I'd be a bit worried about the range and the charging aspect of it. You know, if I'm driving abroad.
Yeah. Yeah, but you do travel a lot.
It's
abroad.
a very nice car. It's beautifully finished. And it's comfortable. It's quiet. It's fast.
Yeah.
It's very easy to drive.
But it's just not
I
for you.
prefer a bit more character in my cars.
Okay. Well, that's a good place to finish.
I like something that's got with a bit of soul, and this, I'm afraid, doesn't do it for me.
So I can't tempt you if I said the government are offering £3,500 off the purchase price, plus £450 for a home charger, one of the big fast chargers at home. That obviously can be taken into account.
No, sure. And if I was purely using it in town,
Yeah.
to clean up the air in London, absolutely 100%, I'd have one of these.
So
But unfortunately for me, because I do a lot of long journeys,
yeah,
that's the only thing that held me back, which
fair
I'm
enough.
sure one day they will sort out.
I bet there will. There is a couple of fun elements I just want to show before we go. Tesla do have a sense of humour, which I love. They're probably the only motor manufacturer I know with a sense of humour. And these are all the sense of humour. So you can turn this car into James Bond's. Do you remember the underwater car in
Yeah.
James Bond? So you can turn it into that. You can the Mars Lunar Rover.
And what's it do when you turn it into that?
Well,
What happens?
If you turn it into that, instead of you being just a little square on there, it will now. It should change. It's not doing it. It's always typical when you do something. I mean, you got the farty whoop. You got whoop. You've got a whoopee cushion there. I quite like that. It's a bit amusing for the kids. It's more of a kids thing. I thought I'd put a smile on. Come on. I want to show you what it can do. So basically, what it will do when you put it into these modes. Let's put it in the Mars Lunar Rover. It then.
Oh, I see.
So now you've got the Mars Lunar Rover on there, and I mean, obviously, it's just a bit of a gimmick. You're not going to find your way around wherever you're going on Mars, unless you're on Mars, of course. And then you can. Oh, it will come up with lots of different things. There's a Christmas thing. I'm not going to put that on. Yes, I am. What does it say? Santa
mode.
Yes. You want to hit the button? Yes. Guys, I apologise in advance for this. I really do. And on that note, it's something you can have at Christmas if you want, but it drives me nuts constantly. But what other motor manufacturer does this? Guys,
indeed.
Thanks for watching, Bruce. Thank you very much.
Thank you for letting me try it.
We'll go out on the Rudolph music. Don't forget, like, comment and subscribe. I shout above this bloody noise. Does it turn down? No. Can't even turn it down. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next week with another car. Cheers, guys.